Okay, so let's start 4.6. This is solving inequalities using multiplication and division. So we're going to first look at the table, and this is going to help us better understand the rest of 4.6. And so solving inequalities using multiplication and division is very similar to solving equations using multiplication and division. However, there is one slight difference, and we're going to catch that in this table. So first we're going to look at the inequality. -1 is less than 5. This is true. And then we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So let's multiply both sides by 2. -1 times 2 is -2 is less than, we just keep our inequality. That is rough. So -2 less than, and then 5 times 2 is 10. So -2 is less than 10. This is true. So now let's look at -3 is less than 3. That's true as well. And we're going to multiply both sides by -2. So -2 times -3 gives us a +6. Keep our inequality. And then 3 times -2 is -6. This is false. This is not true. 6 is not less than -6. This is false. All right, so let's look at dividing, and then we'll kind of come back and talk about what we see. So -2 is less than 10. That's true. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. Oh, sorry, we're going to divide both sides by 2. -2 divided by 2 is -1, is less than 10 divided by 2, which is 5. This is true. -1 is less than 5. Now let's divide both sides by a -2, because that wasn't true. Sorry. 2 is less than 8. And then 2 divided by -2 is -1. 8 divided by -2 is -4. This is not true. This is false. Because -1 is not less than -4. If we had a number line, we know that -1 is closer to 0. So that means that this -1 is bigger than -4. And so when we look at it, anytime we were multiplying or dividing by a negative, it gave us a false outcome. We know that 6 is actually greater than -6. And we know that -1 is actually greater than -4. So our signs, they flipped. And so we are going to talk about why that is here in a second.